Well, as I'm sure you've noticed, a couple of things have changed around Rust Admin Academy, namely this right here. And it is a big deal. It's a very big deal to me. When the guys over at Physgun reached out to me a couple of months ago asking if I wanted to bring them onto Rust Admin Academy and promote their product, of course, we had a lot of back and forth. We had some really great conversations. But one of my biggest questions is obviously, what does Physgun bring to the table that nobody else in the industry is doing? And without hesitation, they immediately said, well, we've got this, 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 and this, and this, and this. And I was like, okay, cool. Let me see it. I want to actually put my hands on it so I can try it out and make sure that it's actually good for my audience. And everything that I've been able to try out with Physgun so far has met that standard. But one of the thises that I was just talking about has only just been released, I want to say about a week, maybe just under 2 weeks ago. So not a lot of people have seen this, and I'm so excited to show it to you today because this is one of the things that makes Physgun different from any other hosting provider I've ever seen in the past. Hey everybody, welcome back to Rust Admin Academy, where I'm teaching you everything that you need to know about owning and operating a successful Rust server. On this channel, I do plugin reviews and tutorials, plus I want to give you all of those little tips and tricks that are going to help you be more successful. So if you're brand new to the channel, consider subscribing so that you stay up to date on everything that we're working on, and of course you get notified as soon as I upload a new video. Of course, one of the other big changes that's happening around here is my website has been completely rebuilt. So head on over to either SRTBULL.com or rustadminacademy.com. Once you're on the website and you've decided that you want to support what I'm doing at Rust Admin Academy, click on the join button in the top right-hand corner. Become a member today. Get access to an exclusive Discord to members only, which is going to have exclusive member deals, promo codes, whatever I can come up with. That's where all that information is going to be. All right, without any further delay, let's get right into this because I'm excited to show you. So this is what my dashboard looks like with Physgun right now, and it probably looks pretty familiar. For the most part, this looks like your standard Rust hosting dashboard. However, there is a button right here called LiveMap, and this is what I want to show you today. So this is LiveMap, and when I say LiveMap, I actually mean LiveMap. This is live, real-time, monitoring the players that are on my server, seeing what they're doing. So let's dive right into this. So first of all, I want to break this into two sections. There is what we can do with the map, and then there's what we can do with the players, and I'm going to show you a little bit of both. So when you first load the map up, yeah, it looks pretty good, and you can hover over the different monuments, and you can see what's going on. At this point, it doesn't really look like it's all that exciting. However, we can zoom in, we can pan, we can tilt, we can fly around just like we can in game. We can explore things, we can see what's happening, we can have a look at bases, we can have a look at this base right here, and we can see that there's a player in there. Spoiler alert. That's me. And you can look at things in a three-dimensional world and see it exactly as you would if you were flying around in game. But I'm doing this directly from my web browser. I don't even need to be logged into the game at all. This is directly from my dashboard supplied to me by Physgun. It's so detailed that I can see that airdrop being dropped right there in front of me. Can you see that? Yes, you can. That airdrop is live and dropping in the game right now, but we're not in the game. When the giant excavator is running, you can actually see it running directly from your live map. And if we right click anywhere on the map, we can do any number of things right here. We can call in a supply drop. We can spawn the CH-47 scientists. We can call in a patrol heli. We can drop MLRS rockets at this location, or we can spawn in a B grenade. I'm sure there's a lot more features that are going to be coming to this functionality. This is what we've got right now. So if we call in a supply drop, you'll see the plane come in and drop that supply drop. Oh, look, we've got the helicopter coming in over there. Like legit, we can see things happening in real time without being logged into our server. Imagine the things that we can control from outside of the server quickly at quick glance without ever having to log into the server. This is amazing. Here we've got our plane flying in from the supply drop that I just called in. And there you can see it just pooped out the supply drop that we called in. The amount of detail that they're able to generate on this live map is absolutely incredible. Let's go around and see if we can find somebody's base other than my own. So all I'm looking for right now is a TC that shows up on the map. So there we go. We've got a TC right here. This is Outlaw and probably Banshee working together. So this is the base that they're building right now. They might be a little bit upset that I'm showing them off on video, but that's okay. They're going to have to deal with that. I know these guys. They're actually friends of mine. You can see in real time, see Outlaw is building the walls on that base. Again, from my dashboard, in my web browser, not in game. So I'm sure you can see the benefits of having this tool in our dashboard. Let's have a look at what we can do with the players directly from our live map. So on the left-hand side here, you can see a list of current players and sleepers that are on your server. Let's just mess directly with Banshee because he'll forgive me if I do something wrong to him. So let's just click on Banshee there and we can pull up Banshee's card. And we can see that his health is about half, his water is full, his food is full. Well, I don't know, maybe I want to take his water down to nothing and his food down to nothing. And let's put his health all the way down to almost dead. And let's see how he reacts. Chances are pretty good he's just going to smash in a syringe and probably survive all of this. But I'm not talking to him. I didn't tell him what I was doing. He doesn't even know I'm recording right now, which is kind of hilarious. I'll probably hear about it later. We can see his team members. So he is actually teamed with Outlaw. And we can see what's going on in his inventory. See, he just selected his bandages right now because he's hurt. There, he just fixed some of his health right there. So he's bandaging himself. It's beginning of wipe. Maybe he doesn't have syringes yet. Hard to know. Based on what his inventory looks like, I would say he probably doesn't. But let's say we wanted to give him some syringes. So let's do give item. Let's give him a couple of syringes because, I mean, let's face it, we did that to him. So let's just help him out by giving him some of those syringes back. Okay, he just popped a syringe and his health is going back up again. So he's probably now realizing that I'm the one that's doing this. Don't know yet. But anyways, at the top of the screen here, we have all of these other options. We can whisper, we can kill, we can incapacitate, which means we can knock them to their knees. We can resurrect them, we can teleport them, kick, ban, chat mute, make them a moderator, make them an admin, or we could wipe out their inventory altogether. So one of the cool things about the inventory, maybe before I go too much further, I'll go back and fix all of his stuff back up so that he doesn't die. And now he's probably thinking, what the hell's going on? Oh yeah, see, he just crafted a barbecue because he knows that he needs to eat food. It's kind of funny watching how he's reacting without this being pre-arranged. It's pretty funny for me. We've also got all of these other stats, how long they've been connected for, the accuracy, their playtime, their position, their ping, their kills, their deaths. We have a ton of information, again, directly from the dashboard, never having logged into the game at all. So I know that this is going to be a little bit smaller than probably what you'd like to see, but I just wanted to show you what life was like. So I've got the dashboard on one panel and I've got the actual Rust game in the other one. Obviously, I'm sure you can tell that, but I want you to see how in real time things are actually happening. So I've got my inventory showing up there on the screen right now. So I'm moving this knife on my dashboard, but you can see it moving in game instantaneously. So there's no delay and I can play around with this as much as I want and you can see it happening in real time in my game. So, okay, cool. What happens if we have one player on one side of our screen and another player in another open tab also on our screen? Can we trade items in between the two? Of course we can. So let's say we don't want Banshee to have this 390 wood, except that it looks like he's gathering wood right now. So let's use something else. Let's swap this knife for ammo instead. So now instead of that 128 5.56 ammo that he has, he got stuck with a knife. So I can simply drag and drop from player back and forth, and it is actually taking place in the game right now. Now, something interesting that if you were paying really close attention, you will have noticed what happened there. So I grabbed that 5.56 ammo out of Banshee's inventory and I put it into my inventory, but it didn't show up on my screen. I'll explain why. So in game, because I'm admin, I have a redonkulous backpack with literally 10 pages. And anytime something goes in my inventory where I already have it somewhere else in my backpack, it automatically takes it from my main inventory and puts it into my backpack. So that's why that didn't show up on there, because as you can see, I have a ton of ammo in my backpack. Speaking of backpacks, let me just equip myself with a backpack. If the player that you're looking at has a backpack, you of course can see what's in their backpack. It shows up just like this, but they obviously have to have the backpack equipped. And if we put items in that backpack, it does exactly what you would expect it to do. It puts those items in their backpack. So if we go in game now and have a look at my backpack, you're going to see those items that I just placed in there are now in my backpack. And let me just put them back on my player character there because that's where they should be. If you want to mess with people, you can take the attachments directly off their gun. If you want to leave it in their inventory, you can do that. If you want to get rid of it altogether, you can do that too. If you right click on the item, you can drop it, delete it, move it, transfer it, do whatever you want with it. Again, and I feel like I'm saying this too often, but this is all directly from my dashboard. I don't have to be logged in game to do this. I am because I want to be able to show you, but you certainly don't have to be logged in for this. So I just plopped down this base right here because I wanted to show you what happens if you do drop the MLRS rockets on it. If you have a player or a base or something that you just want to get rid of and you don't want to go in game and do slash remove or something like that, you can do that directly from your dashboard by right clicking and clicking on MLRS rocket strike. And it does exactly that. So if you want to actually take this thing down, you can spam it and keep going until it starts doing real damage. So after about 5 or 10 MLRS rocket attacks, this is what it looks like on my dashboard. Of course, if we go in game, we should expect to see something very similar. And sure enough, there we go. This is exactly what we would expect to see. We've just completely decimated this without ever having logged into our server. But you're probably wondering, how do you get this for yourself? And because I am SRTBULL and I do run Rust Admin Academy, what kind of a deal have I negotiated for you? Well, of course I got you a deal. And the deal is this: use my promo code SRTBULL at checkout when you get a new server at Physgun, and it's going to save you 30% off for your first 2 months, which, if you know anything about the hosting industry, is a huge, deep discount. But one of the most important aspects of my promo code is it not only works on shared servers, but my promo code also works for dedicated servers as well as bare metal racks, which is huge if you know what I'm talking about. So if you think that you can make use of the tools that Physgun is offering, then head over to physgun.com, use my promo code SRTBULL to save yourself 30% when you get a new server. They have so many more things in the pipe. Some of them have already been released and I just haven't made a video on it yet. But these guys are really dedicating themselves to increasing the quality of life when it comes to owning, operating, admitting, and moderating a Rust server. If you guys have been with me for any length of time, you know that if it's on my channel, it has to meet a certain criteria. It has to be a high quality product that I trust and would use myself. I'm not out here slinging junk to people. I have to actually believe in what I'm talking about. So if you're already with another host and you're thinking about switching over to Physgun, let me know in the comment section down below. If you're already with Physgun, let me know what you all think of what you're experiencing right now. Do you think the people that want to be starting new Rust servers should start with Physgun to begin with? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for watching this week's video, and as always, I'll see you next Friday.